If I had $1 for every gigantic bomb drop in this episode, I would have like $10. I could buy a Chipotle burrito with guacamole with that kind of cash. This episode was insane. We're going to be talking all about everything that just transpired right after this. Let's go.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Here we go. Guys, there is a baby on board in Killjoys now. We are talking about Season 4, Episode 4 of Killjoys. What to expect when you're expecting ... an alien parasite.
Dun, dun, dun.
I'm your host, Stephen Lemieux, and I'm joined, as always, by the fabulous Shannon O'Connor.
Hey, everybody. I'm so excited to be here, and my brain is rocked from this episode.
So much.
Completely.
I'm taking notes on this show, and I'm just like, okay, that's the end. Oh, wait, no, there's 20 minutes left.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's the end. Oh, there's 15 minutes left. Okay, that's the end. Oh, there's 10 minutes. This was the Return of the King of Killjoys episodes. It just had so many endings.
No, it was nuts. I just don't even know what to make of it all, too, so I'm so glad we're going to talk about it.
Yeah, we're going to be breaking down Dutch and the Lady, Curing Johnny, Dell's Labor, and the ending, and we'll also be throwing out some of our favorite quotes in our special segment, because there's so many quotes.
Always a million. How can we even narrow it down?
We can't. We're just going to talk about
quotes. We're just going to say the whole episode.
Apologies beforehand. We're going to be pretty prediction heavy this episode, just because, like, there's a lot of information that got thrown at us that just opens the doors for what's happening.
Right.
So, obviously, we have to first start with Dutch and the Lady, but before we get to that, I want to know overall thoughts. What did you think of this episode?
Well, first I thought, okay, none of our predictions really happened episode. Kind of ish. Mine, no. Mine were, okay, you're like, I can't speak for you. Yeah, yours are kind of right. But mine, completely wrong. And so I'm just kind of trying to figure out what direction to go in. And I feel like I don't trust anybody at this point. And I just am questioning everything. So it's kind of, like I said before, my mind is blown, and I'm just like, I feel confused.
So confused.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I'm also on the fence because, like, I thought the episode was fantastic. Mm-hmm. It's like the best this season so far. So much happened, so many cool things, so many great quotes, so many great character moments. Great acting from Luke McFarlane. Davin was like bomb this episode.
Amazing.
The emotions, everything, and I also think that, like, I can't tell if my prediction was right or wrong. I think the lady's inside Dutch. Mm-hmm. Because there was that moment when she's on the ship and it looks like the lady's in the same room as her. But I also don't know if that was like a memory or if that was like Dutch just hallucinating because she was just waking up after coming out of the green.
Right.
But after the whole episode, I feel like the lady's not inside Dutch.
I don't think it is. Because it sounded like Aneela, like, sent her out of the green.
Yes.
And Aneela was fighting the lady. So I don't think the lady is inside Dutch.
Yeah, and I think you're right. Now that you said that, you're right. The lady's not inside Dutch because at the end, the lady is against Aneela in that moment. But that's terrifying because now Aneela's the one who knows how to get out of the green.
So if she's done.
Once she gets broken, game over, man. Game over.
Yeah.
Lady's coming out. Mm-hmm. So it's interesting to me that it seems that at the same time Dutch exited the green, the lady did too then.
Okay.
Because I feel like it's too much of a coincidence that the green crystallized. Right. Time may work differently in the green space. So in the time that Aneela sent Dutch out of the green, that could have been the same moment where the lady broke Aneela.
Oh, see, I was thinking that the green crystallized because Aneela was keeping the lady inside. That's what I thought. So I thought Aneela crystallized it while she's, like, having this battle with the lady.
Ooh.
That was my thought process.
No, you're probably right. So, that's actually a really cool way of looking at it.
Yeah, so.
I dig that. I do want to talk about really quick because everyone in the chat, we do have the chat roll if people like watching it. Obviously, Shannon's watching it, and we'll throw to it a few times. Everyone's talking about all the previews that they show like a kid. They show this kid named Jack that the people have been tweeting about it. I think it's a total throw. I don't think that the baby is grown up by next episode. I don't think the baby's name is Jack by next episode. We see in the previews that Fancy's after kids that are being kidnapped, so I think Jack is just another kid that's within that story.
Trying to throw us off.
Yeah, I think they're just kind of like throwing us for a tease there. They said the baby's growing 3 times as fast because of labor, but I don't think that we're going with the whole super growth 10 years old by next episode thing, because it pushed the story. We're in episode 4, guys. This was episode 4.
Yeah,
we've gotten through so much.
Seriously.
Johnny's cured already. That was one of our predictions, that Johnny might be the big bad for this whole season. And interestingly enough, we get a view of the end.
Yeah.
Super Infinity War style.
For real. No, that was... I didn't like that, because I was so happy that he is cured. I guess that was one of my predictions, that he was going to get cured. But it is, I am sketched out though, because the lady can take on different forms, take on different people. So I'm like, is the lady being disguised as Johnny in that part?
I don't know.
Okay.
But what's interesting to me though, is that the lady, as you said, can take on different parts. The lady might have shown that to Dutch, but that might have just been another memory that she was altering. Okay. Just as she altered the memory when she was she altered the memory when she was Khlyen, she altered the memory for everything. So I feel like that could have just been another memory where the lady takes on Johnny and then just replies to Dutch in that way, like, who's Johnny? Right. She could have completely formulated that just to show Dutch. She's altering memories, and the whole time is her altering memories. So Dutch may believe that was a view of the future, but that's just the lady manipulating her.
Right.
So I don't think that was in the real world at all.
Okay. So you don't even think, but how about the memory, so none of the memories that the lady is showing her, you don't think any of them are legit real? So they're all being altered.
That's the thing. They're all legit, but like, just by the fact that Khlyen is saying different words to Dutch means they're being altered.
Yeah.
Like, just by the fact that, like, you know, they're having conversations about who the lady is and everything in those moments, the memories are already being altered. It shows that the lady can alter any memory and make it look like whatever she wants. Just by the fact that Pre turns his head and says something about that as the lady. So I feel like anything that Dutch has seen while being broken, it was all interrogation methods to make her lose all hope. Okay. So I feel like that, like, showing her that scene is what broke her. So why would the lady have to show her something real if she can just show her a reality that would break her?
Yeah, that's true.
So everything's still up in the air.
Right.
But it's just like Infinity War. Again, you show people, you show everyone dying, like, everyone's like, oh my god.
Yeah.
Infinity War on Blu-ray and DVD now. Actually, Blu-ray DVD Friday. But anyway, this isn't a live read for that. Sorry. Moving on for Dutch and the lady.
Yeah.
What do you think is... God, you opened up my mind with that comment about
that Aneela controlled it.
And I know Ivan Soto's argument would be, can Aneela control the green? And one of my kind of theories on this is, we hear in this episode the lady says, I'm not Hullen. She says, I'm something far older.
The Hullen are her tools.
Yeah.
That's what she said.
So bear with me in the whole mind space of everything.
Okay.
And just try to imagine this.
Okay.
Imagine if there was a civilization 3 billion years ago, 4 billion years ago.
Okay.
And somebody from that entire civilization uploaded their mind to the cloud. And became one being within that cloud.
Okay.
They invented the cloud, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they know every way of controlling it. They are another thing put into it.
Right.
So what's interesting to me is, what if somebody else came along 3 billion years later, found the cloud, started using it, and just kind of found some new things that it could do it with it.
Yeah.
And one of those things was creating something from nothing. Now take the Hullen. The Hullen and the green are the cloud. The lady is the collective consciousness of whatever being or civilization it was before. And the lady has an understanding of how to use the cloud, uses it for her purposes, but Aneela is the one who found it and was like, let me use it for this. And Khlyen was like, let me use it for this. And Aneela was the one, hey, look, if I do this, I can bring something out of it.
Right.
So now the lady doesn't know how to use it in that way. Aneela does, and the lady wants to know. So the lady is way older and way from long time ago and super powerful and has been in this green for billions of years.
Right.
But now it just doesn't have that knowledge to leave. So that's where we're at right now, I feel.
Yeah.
So you think that the lady is the green, but the green's just a cloud. The lady is a being trapped inside of it, and Aneela's just somebody who came along, found an iPod, and was like, oh, I can use the cloud.
Right. But Aneela would also refer to the lady, like in season 3, she would say, I'm doing this for the lady. You know, like she was doing things for, like she even called her the lady.
And what
So were they in cahoots? Like, is that...
Yes and no. What happened was Aneela was building up her forces and everything on her own. And Khlyen was basically Aneela thought she was doing it for Khlyen, and Khlyen was doing certain things for the lady but against the lady at the same time.
Right.
So Khlyen was snipping out Dutch's existence from the green. At the same time, Aneela was building up forces to be prepared for the lady without knowing it. Aneela says in this episode that she found out that she wasn't working for her father in the end. She was working for the lady, and that's when she was terrified. Dulcea actually says that about Aneela.
Yes.
So my theory is that Khlyen has known about the lady this entire time. He probably is the one who found the green, or like discovered the computational aspect of the green, knew that there was another presence within it, which is the lady.
Right.
It's kind of like if you and I set up a Wi-Fi network, but when we set it up, there's already a computer connected to it from somewhere else.
Okay.
So that's the lady, the computer. But you find out that that computer has a pretty good control over your own network. It's really weird, right?
Yeah.
So Khlyen starts trying to sabotage that network at the same time as obeying it because he still wants to use the green for his purposes. So Aneela now figures out, oh, this Wi-Fi network can do this, creates Dutch, and that network is now aware that she's created Dutch, but Khlyen is trying to make it unaware of the fact that it was created from nothing. This is like... yeah, it's like such a...
Oh my gosh, it's a web. It's trying to connect it all and figure it out.
Yeah.
But you have a really cool perspective on it, so I like hearing your view because it kind of makes it make sense to me.
Yeah, there's like no... Like, I have to use analogies for this because like this is kind of... This is what I feel is going on. And when this happens, I think you're right, though. I liked your idea because Aneela... Because what that means is the lady's not all powerful in the green.
Right.
Which is important because if she was, then she would
have no chance.
Exactly. So I think it's cool that Aneela has knowledge of how to use the green that the lady doesn't. Whether the lady finds out how to bring people out or whatever, Aneela might have other knowledge that the lady won't get. So I think you're right that Aneela could have been the one to crystallize the green. And that's cool.
Right.
That's really cool.
But then it'll uncrystallize. Like, I hope she doesn't lose, but if she does lose, then it'll uncrystallize, and who knows what'll happen.
I mean, I think we're going to see Aneela exit the green as the lady.
Really? Okay, so but is the lady taking on Aneela's form? Or what do you mean, Aneela exiting as the lady?
There's a great quote in this episode that is, the memories aren't just things that happen to you. Memories are you. So...
Yeah, I wrote that down.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
So if the lady can control all of Aneela's memories, technically the lady is Aneela. And it would be pretty interesting to have that be the case because this entire series we've been looking at Aneela as the villain, and we won't have to change that.
Right. But then it's sad. That's sad that she's been taken over by somebody, or not somebody, something. I mean, a god or whatever the lady is.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's definitely sad.
Yeah, it's so sad because Aneela clearly has good in her, you know, like now she's helping Dutch and stuff, so it's...
But here's the worst part that is going to get crazy.
Yeah.
And once you open your mind to this, and fans, let me know if you think I'm absolutely bat crap insane. the lady controls all the memories that are in the green.
Right.
Whether that's from Aneela, Dutch, anyone who's ever interacted with the green, all the level 6 agents and everything like that. I don't think that scene of everyone dead, if that was a true thing, I don't think that's actually Fancy. I don't think that's actually Zeph. I don't think that's actually anyone. I think Dutch killed all of those people. I think those are all the lady.
Oh my god.
The only person she couldn't bring herself to kill was Johnny. Those are all the lady, because the lady, once she learns how to pull things out of the green, she can make something from nothing with any memory. She can make Fancy, she can make Johnny, and she can make them with no memories of themselves. She'd have an entire army of everyone who's ever been in those memories.
So then it could have been an actual, like, real memory, but they're just not the actual people.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay, that's a trip.
Yeah, because it shows them all bluish and stuff. They're all dead, and Dutch is the only one. You watch that scene. Dutch is the only one that has color to her. Everyone else is dead and cold and blue. But like, if you think about it another way, they could just be cold and dead and blue because they're just memories. They're just things pulled from the green, and that's why Johnny doesn't know who he is, because Aneela just pulled the physical aspect of him out and not who he is, the memories.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's like, whoa, you're insane, Steven. Lol. Holy crap, mind blown. Yeah, that is crazy, Steven. Everyone's...
I can't wait to talk.
Because that's crazy. That's a cool... I never thought of that. That's really interesting.
That's why I love these after shows. Just because we can just like rabbit hole this kind of stuff.
New world. Yeah. No, that's wild. I think you're onto something.
Hey. But here's the thing. We got let's see, like 16 more episodes of the entire series. Like, we have a whole other season after this season. Yeah. Like, where do we go?
Right. Well, Ivan said, then how could the lady take out memories like Aneela?
How could the
lady take out memories like Aneela?
Because once she breaks Aneela, she has access to everything that Aneela knew about the green. Right. So right now, imagine the green is Dropbox, and memories are just files in the Dropbox, and Aneela can just the lady is accessing Aneela's Dropbox to find her memories to play with her. Right. Once she breaks Aneela, she can delete files, she can copy files, she can copy Aneela's Dropbox, but then remove files and just have it be that. So it's all like, since they created the green concept of it being a computer, I feel like everything in this series is using that as the base form of information versus deleting and creating information. And there's a great game called Star Ocean Till the End of Time, where in the game you find out that a certain part of it is actually just a virtual reality world, and it was created by the real world, but then the virtual reality people can exit the game into the real world. So it's similar to that, in that, like, possibly we may exit what we believe to be the real world as another memory. This could all be taking place in memories. I mean, obviously it's like the rabbit hole of that, but I just think that'd be really cool if they're just playing with this whole informational future thing.
Right. Can you imagine if they just wake up, like, this whole, like, the season ends and they just wake up and it was all a dream? It just was all big freaking memories.
What I really have to wonder about is, what's the symbol? Yeah. That symbol we got in the first episode, that's got to be connected to Johnny somehow. Okay. Because every time, I feel like it's like a stitch. Every time Khlyen, and they put it so greatly in this episode where the lady says that a snip here, a snip there, and eventually you're erased. Like, Dutch was erased from the memories of the green, because Khlyen basically surgically removed all reference of Dutch from the green. But when we see that story, and he says it's the secret to it, there's a symbol. And I feel like that symbol is going to be kind of like if you take like a hose and you cut it and then you stitch it together, that symbol is like the stitch. Okay. So I feel like that symbol has to be related to Johnny in some way, so that he can search his memories, and anywhere that she sees that symbol is where the memories have been stitched, and Johnny's the one that can fill in those memories. So Johnny's been collecting the pieces of the hose, right? Because he's the only thing running through the undercurrent. I don't know. I'm really like conspiracy theory right now.
Yeah, no,
because this episode was insane. It just gives us so much to like run with.
Right. Well, in that story, do you see this at the bar? Right? Is that what you're talking about? The story, the last story she was talking about.
No, the story.
With Pri? Or no?
No. The story I was talking about was in the very first episode.
Oh, okay. I thought you were referring to it.
When the days were long and the nights were dark.
Right.
That kind of thing.
Okay.
Because you saw the symbol for the rack change, and I feel like that symbol is something to do with Johnny.
Okay.
Whether it's tattooed inside of him or something that Khlyen has input into his memories too. I don't know.
No, I'm excited to see.
There has to be a reason for Johnny to have been there has to be like a reason that helps them later on that Johnny being Hullen does, though.
Right.
I feel.
Yeah.
They always bring stuff back. They always bring up the end game. So.
Right.
Oh.
Ivan said, "I've missed your crockpot theory, Steven, lol."
Well,
I like that, crockpot theories. That's a good way to put it.
You know what Ivan can do to help us out? I think you know what Ivan can do to help us out.
What can he do? You can subscribe, but you're probably subscribed, Ivan, I'm sure. Hey, AfterBuzzers, our network produces after shows for nearly all your favorite TV shows, from dramas, reality TV, sci-fi, and so much more. There is no network that works harder to serve television fans. But we need your help, everybody. We're asking that you please subscribe to one or more of our YouTube channels. By subscribing to our channel, YouTube will suggest content that's tailor-made for you, and you'll help AfterBuzz continue to grow. And if you're worried about those pesky notifications, don't be, because they're optional. So hit that subscribe button now for this channel and check out our other AfterBuzz YouTube channels as well. And let us know you did it in the comments, so we'll thank you on air. I'm checking it out. And for now, thank you for being the best fans and for helping us be the ESPN of TV Talk.
Woo!
Yeah. Woo!
And the last thing I'll say on this is that she could populate the universe from every green pool. Anywhere.
Dang.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
You could just have like, I'd love to see that scene where it just flashes to the moon, the stuff uncrystallizing, and just like hundreds of Johnnies walking out of the green.
So the whole world, the whole galaxy, whatever, would just be her. Like there wouldn't even be individuals.
Yeah.
On any planets. It would just be
the
lady. What a lonely life. It's just her.
Yeah, well, better than being stuck inside the green forever.
Yeah, that's true.
Because at least she could interact with other species that aren't her.
Right.
Outside of the green. But in the green, it's just her. Mm-hmm. All right, I think I've gone on long enough about this.
No, but it's good. We all like it. You're enlightening us.
So let's go ahead and move on to curing Johnny. Did you think that Johnny was going to get cured in this episode?
I knew it was going to happen in the next couple episodes. Because I didn't think he was going to be evil for much longer. I couldn't handle it. My poor heart couldn't handle it anymore.
His poor heart couldn't handle it.
I know. It was going in both ways.
That was tough.
That was a really cool scene.
When he's telling Davin, it's like, imagine like losing you guys over and over and over and over and over again.
But was that even him really saying that? Or was that the Hullen trying to like, hey, have a pity party for me?
I think it was him.
I hope so.
Because I think there was definitely still remnants of Johnny there. Otherwise, he wouldn't have killed himself.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's tough.
True. It is. Well, I just wonder, why couldn't he break the thing that he was tied to, or the chains that were holding him? How were those so strong? Because he was...
I mean, he's just a guy. It's like, he's Hullen, but it doesn't mean he's like...
But he has strength, crazy strength.
Yeah, but they're not like superhero strength.
Yeah, okay. But yeah, when he broke his neck, oh my gosh. But then Zeph to the freaking rescue.
Dude, Zeph is like killing it this season.
Yeah, she really is. And that part, she was so, like her acting, that was the most vulnerable that I've seen her. So that was really cool. She's like a surgeon scientist.
Surgeontist.
Surgeontist.
Zeph, the surgeontist.
Surgeontist.
She studies your body. And then she studies Pip's body.
Hey. Yeah, she does.
Yeah. So let's go ahead and talk about it. So Johnny, man, so Dutch seeing Johnny for the first time. It's funny where Dutch has to like break into Lucy to get out.
I know, that was funny.
And
Lucy was sassy.
The great moment with Dutch and Davin after she finds out that he turned him hullen, where she's like
pissed,
punches him, and he's like, "You don't have a right to judge. You left. Mm-hmm. I'm a Jacoby. I left too, so I know what it's like to leave.
I know.
And you left. Now you're a Jacoby."
But hey, he's redeeming himself, okay?
Yeah, he is.
Yeah. Don't keep living in the past with Dav. He's proving himself.
You can't pull that card anymore. As of last episode, you can't pull the "you left" card anymore. Thanks, Davin.
Yeah.
So to go over curing Johnny, it'd just be a lot of recap, but it was really cool. I liked how they did it with Zeph putting the knife in his neck to like stop to kill the parasite because he didn't have enough or whatever.
Right.
And then only curing his broken neck afterwards. Thought it was pretty savage how he just broke his own neck. Thought it was cool. They came up with a reason for him to be banging his head. Apparently he's having a hemorrhage in his brain and it relieves the pressure. Great. So just concuss yourself over and over and over again. But it is interesting because if you think back to what the message was, if he was going full hullen, the message was, "Stop, kill yourself, the lady is coming. Stop, kill yourself, the lady is coming." So was it actually Johnny who killed himself, or was it the hullen being told to kill himself because the lady is coming? We'll never know.
We never know. We never know. No, but I really liked that with Zeph, and I think, I don't know, a part of me thought, okay, so when, Dutch had the vision of Johnny killing everybody, I thought, okay, maybe all of the parasite, like maybe it all didn't exit his body or didn't get killed or whatever, that he still had some hullen in him. So I was thinking, maybe like the lady was still able to get control of him because he was still kind of hullen.
Yeah, there was.
So that's what but you have proved me to think otherwise, but that's what I initially thought.
There was a really interesting line here where Johnny looks right at Dutch and says, "What are you hiding, Yelena Yardine?" And it was so reminiscent of the lady talking to Dutch being like, "Where's the memory?" Mm-hmm. And Johnny doesn't call her Yelena Yardine very often.
Right.
So it's kind of interesting. That's where I'm still like, I was on the fence. Like at that point, I was like, is the lady insiders too? And can Johnny as a hullen detect it?
Yeah.
But I guess we've already like decided that the lady's not inside.
Right.
But dang. It was a cool line.
I know.
It was a cool line to look into at that moment in the episode.
Yeah, it was.
So Johnny's cured.
Yeah.
That's
I
where
know.
we're at.
Yay! So happy about it.
Delcea's labor. Delcea solidifying herself is still one of our favorite characters. Everything was just great.
Oh, it was awesome.
She's reading a Captain something comic book.
Yeah.
She doesn't feel anything, so she's just like, can you just do it, get it over with? Davin's acting like the father, the nervous father, like
Can
in the
I hold
hospital.
your hand?
It's like,
what can I do for you?
well, it's all about the man. So it was this was a very full of like feminist undertones. This entire thing.
Yeah, and Pre's involvement with it, and like giving her ice chips. And she's just
what was the line? The line was You starved one of my dearest friends, or stabbed one of my dearest friends in my bar. And after that baby's out of you, I'll be happy to return the favor. Until then, ice chip.
Yeah.
And then when she knocks him out and she's like, ice chip that, you arrogant waiter.
Golly.
Savage.
It's like, I feel like such a push-pull with her because it's like, I want to like her and I have moments of liking her, but then like she says things, it's like when they were gonna get the hullen out of her so she could give birth, and she's like, wait, I'm not gonna be hullen anymore. It's like she would have chosen to be hullen over, saving her baby.
But you also have to look at it like she's the only thing connecting her to Aneela is the hullenness.
Yeah.
So like what we learned this episode is that she's actually very much so emotionally invested in Aneela. Like you didn't know whether or not they were like using each other or that kind of stuff,
right,
or she was just using her to be powerful. But it seems at this point that like emotionally she's very like into Aneela.
Yeah. Well, when her heart rate spiked and everything, when she thought it was Aneela in the room, but it was Dutch.
Yeah, it's like she looks so much like her.
Uh-huh.
So that was kind of interesting. I loved the line where Zeph comes in and is like, I think we know how to let you give birth. I have to do the same thing I did to Johnny to you. And Delcea is like, if you say enema, I'm leaving. And it's just great that she assumes Zeph just gave Johnny an enema
to
cure him of the hullen. If that's how easy it is to cure somebody of the hullen, just put a tube up there and run water. Great.
Get it out of there.
We found the cure for level 6.
Yeah.
Oh boy. And then she goes on the tirade through the ship. She yells at Dutch, like wondering what she did to Aneela. We get the fact now that Dutch and Aneela are kind of teamed up. Dutch is actually very guilty feeling for leaving Aneela. What do you think of like the whole Dutch Aneela relationship now?
It's confusing because it's, they were these like terrible enemies, and then they realize, wait, we were involved in each other's lives, but those memories were just erased. So I think it's really sweet. Like I think it's really cool that I trust their relationship. I trust that they really are looking out for each other. So I kind of like how it's grown into something awesome. I don't know if it's like mother-daughter or if it's like sister, like kind of vibe, but I really like their relationship.
Yeah, I mean, we see that Aneela goes and is the one in the robe next to Dutch and decides to take her place to fight the lady. And this is all after Dutch attempts to fight the lady and doesn't do very well. That was kind of crazy. Sorry, but back to Delcea's labor, because I don't want to get too far off topic. There's a great moment too that gives commentary on the aspect of consent, where basically she passes out and Dav takes out the transfusion and says she's not awake to consent, so she's not awake. Like, it's not our role to do that. So that's a good commentary for nowadays.
Oh, for sure.
And then I love that they bring up the fact that Davin banged the green out of Potter.
Gosh, so bad.
And right after that, they bring up that sex can help with labor.
Oh, no. And Delcea was not down.
And Zeph's like, oh, dang. Basically.
Such a kook.
Really quick note on Pip and Zeph. Dutch comes back. The first thing Pip says to her is like, did you and Johnny ever, like, take it further? Asking for a friend.
Yeah.
Dealing with the whole friends with benefits thing.
He's a little jelly.
Yeah, it's tough. This episode had a lot, but it's all, like, aside from, like, the conjecture, it's a lot of recap if we want to dive into it. So let's go ahead and talk about the ending. We talked a little bit about it before, which was the scene that Dutch tells everyone about. I left Priya's like, is this supposed to be a pep talk?
Yeah.
Not really.
Yeah.
But they're going to try to take as much advantage of the time they have. But we get a scene of Turin on the Armada.
And the dolls. Oh, look at him.
And they haven't been able to get in contact with the Armada. Did you catch why? Was it that Lucy's communication systems were out, or was it like straight up the Armada's just not responding?
I think it's just straight up the Armada's not responding. Well, something has taken over on the Armada. The dolls are back to life. Over. Yeah, so what is that about? Does that mean the lady has beat Aneela at the end of that episode?
I don't know. I mean, I feel like the dolls turning their head towards Turin had to have happened right after Dutch came out of the green. Because they hadn't been able to contact the Armada the whole episode. Yeah. So...
But then who would be controlling them?
I don't know.
Because if Dutch is out but the spider, don't forget about the spiders. Are the spiders controlling something?
Also...
Because there's a spider in Pip still, so is that controlling...
There is a spider in Pip still, and when Pip's alone, we hear like murmurs, whispers. So, like,
but he seems so normal about it, which was really disturbing. Like, he wasn't even like, whoa, someone's here. He was just like intently listening to those whispers, and then just like,
somebody enters the room. Okay, cool. Back to
like
it
Pip. Wasn't like, oh my gosh, like, can you hear that too? Like he wasn't freaking out about it. So that kind of makes me worried.
Oh man, what if Pip's the antenna
to the lady?
Yeah, so what if the spider is a direct line to the lady, and Pip's now the antenna, so Pip is the mastermind of all the dolls at the moment? That'd be interesting. Yeah. Because if the lady's trapped in the green, she can't exactly, like, do stuff, and now that the green's solidified, but if the spider has, like, the intentions of the lady and knows the plan, right, and Pip's just, like, the antenna saying, like, activate, that would be interesting.
Yeah. That would be really weird. Ooh.
So now Pip's going to be like on their side, but subconsciously transmitting the signals to the dolls, because the whispers changed, right? Wouldn't the whispers have before been kill yourself?
Right, the same as everybody else, yeah.
But now his whispers are different, and maybe his whispers are now the new signal that are being sent to the dolls.
Right.
Antenna Pip.
We have someone, Seb Russ said, did anyone think that asking for a friend meant asking for the spider monster inside of me?
No, because I was thinking he's just talking about Zeph and him hooking up.
Yeah.
And, like, how did Johnny and Dutch stay friends after hooking up? So I think he's just trying to get through that. I think that was normal Pip again.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
but then do you think Pip is aware of this? Like, do you think he's conscious of this spider trying to take him over?
I don't think so. I don't think he is at all. I do have to correct something I said earlier. Not Potter.
Okay.
Potter. Davin didn't screw the green out of Potter. He screwed the green out of Sabine. You're right, Ivan Soto.
Yeah.
Potter got
you.
stabbed by Dulcea, and that's why Johnny hates Dulcea. Got to keep these relationships.
Yeah, there we go. Like I
in
said,
order.
we need family tree, relationship trees. Like
the show is so complicated.
yeah.
So much going on.
And the names are complicated too, so it's all of it.
So I'm interested to see where we go. I think that's
me too.
that's the episode.
Yeah.
Should we get into our special segment?
Let's do it. Ba-da-ba.
All right, so welcome to our special segment where we talk about our favorite quotes of the week.
Welcome.
We call this segment Favorite Quotes of the Week because we talk about our favorite quotes of the week.
Yeah, we do.
In fact, they're favorite quotes of the episode, so maybe the title is misleading. You go first so I can knock out the ones that you do that I wrote down.
Okay, yeah, because you probably wrote down every single one I
wrote
did.
down so many quotes.
But sometimes you write down different ones.
No, you write good ones
Yeah,
down.
no.
I write terrible ones down.
So I loved the part when Zeph was helping, the labor. And she was like, you can tell me how to shoot, don't tell me how to science. Or was it that, or was she...
Yeah, you're
Dutch?
right.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It was to Dutch.
Okay. And then she said, or no, when Pre said, when you choose your family, you choose your fight.
Yeah.
I loved that. I
one.
love that quote. Oh, yeah. And then when Zev said, this isn't a pedicure, it's work. That's why it's called labor.
Hey-o.
Yeah. You can't keep risking. Oh, when Aneela said to, who did she say it to? You can't keep risking yourself for everybody else. I think she said that to Dutch.
I think so, yeah.
And so but that's a hero,
I think
right?
that was the lady as Aneela, though, saying that.
Oh.
That was when the lady was trying to manipulate.
See, the lady manipulated me too.
Your heartwarming content was all a manipulation.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Wah wah. And then I wrote down the one, memories aren't just where you've been, they're who you are. I wrote that one down.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I like that one a lot.
I just thought of something too, though, is that the lady couldn't influence Dutch until she drank something by her. And the whole time she was trying to get Dutch to drink something. And that's why when they initiate the fight with the lady and Aneela, Aneela starts the fight by drinking something.
Right.
So possibly if you're going to treat the characters like drop boxes when they're in the green, maybe Aneela can copy it but can't alter anything until the person's like installed the file of drinking whatever crap she creates.
Okay.
So just something to keep in mind.
Yeah.
I think we're gonna get Johnny in the green world.
Really?
Yeah, I think we're gonna get Johnny in the green world. Not like next episode, but I think it's gonna happen.
Okay.
Well, we're not in
Interesting.
predictions yet.
Let's
We're
not. Yeah, let's not.
All right, so here's mine. When Zeph says, "Everything I need is on the table except lube, flavored or non-flavored." Not the time, Pip. That was great.
That was good.
Zeph says, "Davin, get down here. It's baby o'clock." Pre says he literally banged the green out of her. That was great. Davin, it's not our call to make if she's not able to make it. The ice chip commentary between Pre and Dulcea. Zeph, when she says, if I did the same thing to John, it could work. If you say enema, I'll kill you. Let's see. Dutch and Lucy, when Lucy's breaking out, and Lucy's like, you're lying. Or Dutch says, you're lying, and Lucy says, I'm not sure I have that capacity. And Dutch is like, now I know you're lying.
Yeah, that was good.
Lucy, playing with my system will void the warranty. Dutch says, I guess I'm not used to you not trying to murder me and everyone I love. And Aneela, but the lady as Aneela says, yeah, I'm getting better practice at it. The lady, it's been such a long time since I've been surprised. Congratulations, you've surprised me. gotta say, I love Rob Stewart in this episode.
Yeah.
Khlyen, like, killing it as the lady. So
good.
Creepy.
So, oh my gosh, so disturbing.
Like, just
Just his look, even. He didn't even have to say anything. Like, he just had this crazy eyes happening. Like,
Yeah, Crazy Johnny and the lady have a lot in common. Crazy Johnny was like Hannibal Lecter this episode. And the lady is like Hannibal Lecter from the new NBC series Hannibal. Like, different Hannibals.
Yeah.
But, like, played different ways. Yeah, like, the same kind of creepiness.
Right.
And when the lady says, you don't just remember faces, places. You remember how you felt. You remember pain, agony, shame, and grief. I can trap you in your worst memories forever. This is pretty terrifying. Because you don't know how long time's passed. She's just experiencing the worst moments of her life.
Yeah.
Johnny says, pretty sure I shot Dav a bunch. And Dutch says, yeah, but that's like a hug in your family. And I'd have to say my favorite line was from Dutch when the lady's like, how do I leave the green? And Dutch says, if I knew that, I wouldn't be here, you shitty bitch. You're like, damn. Making this stuff explicit.
Yeah, for
right
real.
Away.
I love it, the Feist. The Feist is good.
The Feist is real.
Yeah.
Stop trying to make Feist happen.
Oh, it's happening.
Feist is happening. But that's it. I think, do you have any specific predictions?
A specific one.
I predict the lights are going to start doing weird stuff right now.
Oh, there it is. I was
almost wrong.
That would have been funny.
I was almost wrong.
So I think the green is going to become uncrystallized, and I think there's going to be, and I can't decide who's going to win the battle, but I think Aneela and, okay, that's hard to say because there's still a lot left of the season, so maybe someone's not going to win yet. I think the lady is going to get out of the green.
Okay.
But I don't think necessarily that's when everything's going to end.
So let me ask you a question.
Okay.
Out of all the characters that we've seen so far in this series, who do you think the humans that are waiting for the lady are going to be? Because she said she has humans waiting to welcome her on the outside. Who do you think they're going to be?
Oh my gosh. The humans waiting for her. I think I'm going to throw Turin out there. I think he's maybe
Double Agent Turin.
Yeah, I think because maybe the dolls. Okay, because now I'm thinking of something. So maybe the dolls weren't like looking to kill him. Like maybe that's his army in there. You know?
I don't think he's smart enough for that.
Really?
His hair's not badass enough for that.
I think Turin
You
is.
might be right, but I don't think maybe they turn Turin.
Yeah.
Maybe Turin gets a spider in him.
Okay.
I think maybe
He
that
could.
could happen.
All right.
It might be the rack. You're right. It might be Turin being controlled brings everybody to the place where the lady emerges from, and that's why the Armada's now the lady's Armada.
Yeah.
That
They
could be
can't
interesting.
contact the Armada right now.
Yeah. I think it's the 9. I think it's all the families of the 9.
That's interesting.
Because I think we've been introduced to a bunch of them. We even got it this season with the assassin and everything going to the 10-year. I think we could see all the families of the 9 using their connections, and that's where the lady emerges. Oh my gosh. Might be fun.
Yeah.
The only reason I don't think it's Turin is because Fancy's such a big part of next episode.
Yeah. Okay.
So unless Fancy left the Armada to go do a Killjoy mission op, and then the Armada went off on its own or something. So maybe, I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't know. I haven't seen the episode yet.
Yeah. Just all guess. So you think the 9? That's your guess. Okay.
And I don't think Jack is the baby.
Okay.
I think the baby's still a baby. I think you got to keep baby for around. You got to keep the baby around for a while. Like,
right.
It's gonna be the thing that's like they have to protect. I think. I don't know.
But the baby's gonna have some crazy abilities.
I don't know.
Really? You think it's just gonna be a normal babe?
I don't think it'll be normal, but I don't think it'll have crazy abilities.
Okay.
I think the baby may be it may be what the lady is. A corporeal form of the lady. But not the lady, but what the lady is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes sense.
So we'll have to see. Obviously, I think the lady wants to get into the baby.
Right.
I think that's the end game for the lady. She wants to get into the baby because no matter what she does as Dutch or Aneela or whoever she takes the form of, it's not her own form. And I feel like through Dutch and through working through Aneela and Dulcea, the lady's whole point was to make this baby, this super baby that can control the green. So I think that's the end game.
Okay.
I ship baby lady.
Because the baby is the only thing that can stop the lady. So if the lady doesn't get in the baby, would the baby be the only thing to stop her?
Who knows?
Okay.
What if the baby's Khlyen?
Okay.
I said that last time.
No, I know. I don't like that with the Khlyen head.
Just baby body, Khlyen head. That's all the time we have today. We're going to end on baby body, Khlyen head. Where can everyone find you on social media?
You can find me on Instagram at Shannikin_Skywalker.
And you can find me at Stephen Lemieux, STPHENLEMIUX. Do me a favor, after this stream ends, leave some comments on the video. We haven't really been getting too much comment interaction because you guys are all in live chat, which is great, but I don't have time to look at it the whole time in the show. So please leave a comment there. Go to iTunes, subscribe, leave us 5 stars and a comment. Haven't gotten any new iTunes comments this season, so we're looking for them.
Come on.
We are looking for them. Also, you can check out the other shows that Shannon does here. Are you doing Are You the One? Are you doing Are You the One?
No, I'm doing Married at First Sight and World of Dance.
Hey, check it out. We will see you guys next Tuesday at 5 p.m. Pacific Standard Time for Killjoys Season 4, Episode 5. Peace.
See you then.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Ice Chip?
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.